here we are again. We are Anjali and Nicole, and we are going through the last bits of part two of chapter one of The Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. The book is here, it's in front of us. So, Nicole, a good afternoon to you.
Hello,
How do you feel
hi.
today?
I'm happy to be here again. I'm good, all good. Sometimes, we have to decide that we are good, right?
Yes,
But
it's a
I'm always
podcast
happy to I'm always happy to meet you for our podcast because it's Friday,
and
so
it's
it must
podcast
be
day.
podcast day.
Can you say it
Excited, actually, I'm excited to this book always makes me excited. Holds a lot of insight and a lot of simple but very uh,
profound,
powerful. Yes.
powerful? All right. So, without further ado, let's continue where we left off the other time. We finished really good points the last time we were talking about it, about being consistently, being consistent. And we actually did discuss the whole four topics, four points that he mentioned. I think the most profound one was the communication that you had explained: internal communication and external communication. How do you speak with yourself? How do you see yourself? If you speak with yourself with such love, such positivity, you will be able to change your life. I mean, I think
I
this
do
is how
agree.
the book is telling you how to make a difference.
Because by definition, communication, like we are inclined to believe that communication is what we say, correct, out loud.
Yeah.
What we communicate, usually it's like you have to have another person to which you communicate. But
Mhm.
he's bringing up this beautiful point of communicating with yourself. He
Yeah.
calls it internal communication.
Right.
Not,
So, all right, let's touch the points of what he mentioned as the seven basic triggering mechanism.
mm,
Seven things that you can cultivate in your life slowly, slowly. He brings us into deeper, deeper, deeper into how you can change your life through these seven steps.
if you,
So,
Angela, like if you don't mind, before we head to it,
mhm,
maybe we should just like just a nice kind reminder for us and for everyone that okay, when what he defines as success in this book
mhm,
is not what we all might believe. When we hear success, we think big, right?
right.
But he's beautifully describing and explaining in this book that success is the constant trying to achieve something, either a better
Very,
version of yourself,
yeah,
better relations, or it's also fine to have a big goal. But just the fact that you constantly do something and you are aware of your actions, this is what success for him. And I resonate, and I believe you do too. That's why we chose to discuss about this book. We resonate with this idea that yes, success, it's a constant trying, it's an ongoing work. So this is what he calls success. Actually put it in
put it
practice.
practice here. Thank you for reminding that. That's a very, very, very important, I think, number one rule that he mentions, that you don't have to be successful, you don't have to start big, you just have to be, like you said, consistent.
Small and consistent.
Anything else you would like to add before we get on with these seven?
Oh, let's do it. He
Because I'm
mentioned
pretty
seven.
excited.
I so number one.
Number one, he says, is passion.
Do you
So,
mind reading because I'm reading the
all right,
Romanian version.
yes.
I'm from Romania. My first language is Romanian, so this book landed out of nowhere in my library, and I started reading it, and then I gifted Anjali one. So we
Yes.
mentioned it before, but it's just a nice story.
Thank you,
So
Nicole.
Anjali, if you don't mind, can you read the first? Because I love the first line.
So it says all of these people have discovered a reason, a consuming, energizing,
Mm.
almost obsessive purpose that drives them to do, to grow, and to be more. It gives them the fuel that powers it gives them the fuel that powers their success train and causes them to tap their true potential. It's passion that causes a Pete rose to continuously dive headfirst into second base as if he were a rookie player playing his first major league game. In here, he talks, and here he gives an example of Pete Rose doing some playing in some major league game. Anyway, so what
because
he
he's so
means,
passionate about it.
yeah,
But I
he
really love the first line.
line.
Like, oh, he's talking about passion, that kind of passion that it's almost obsessing you. I mean, we don't promote obsessions, but I like how he described it. I like the words he's using.
We
He's not
don't
using very
promote
common words.
obsession.
I mean, he's not using complicated words. There are like words that we find daily in our normal conversations. But how he puts it, it's really, for me, it's really nice. I really like it.
Because of passion, people wake up in the morning. Because of passion, people do again and again what they do, even if they lack motivation, they still go like, no, I still have to do it because I'm seeing the goal is maybe 5 years later. I want to see that goal in me. So right now, no matter what, how I feel, no matter what, my passion is there, my goal is there, that's my passion. And I want to finish, I want to go to the finish line, and it starts small. There is always this thing in me that health is something that you need to take care of in your body, because it's your body. You're given this gift of a body, and you can put in whatever, you can eat whatever things that you want to maintain your body. So you have the option of maintaining your body, having that goal, like, okay, when I'm 50, I want to look like this, I don't want to look like this, I want to have that this energy, I want to have this active
I want to feel a
spirit,
certain way.
active mind, active body. And I think that is my personal goal, or I would say, if you would allow
Yeah,
me
you
to
can call
say
it
passion.
passion. Mm.
Yeah. So then that is what something I would.
Because a passion is I like how you described your type of passion. Here he is describing the type of passion that it's like he said like uh, this is his definition, but it doesn't have to be all the same for everything.
Yeah,
Because I'm more
correct,
like you
of
in
course.
this sense. I might have different passions, but
Hmm.
not the kind of passion that he's describing that it makes you what was it? Something like okay, it makes you stay late at night and wake up early in the morning.
Because he says in the in the first sentence, he says a consuming, energizing, almost
Consume.
obsessive purpose. So it's like it consumes you, like something that you really want. Like a lot of people, they want power, they want money, like that kind of thing. That the one that you really, not necessarily in a bad way, not
No, not exactly.
not in the, like you mentioned, it's not in a bad way,
Yeah.
but something that really pushes you, that fuels you. You wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you think about, like, whoa.
This makes me think, like this makes me think deeply because maybe I'm not there yet. But it's something to really maybe reflect on. Because this is what he calls passion, something that it's like a fire burning every day. Interesting.
Now let's discuss number two.
Number two.
So number two comes belief.
Hmm.
It says here, every religious book on the planet talks about the power and effect of faith and belief on mankind. People who succeed on a major scale differ greatly in their beliefs from those who fail. Our
Okay.
belief about what we are and what we can be precisely determine what we will be. If we believe
Hmm.
in magic, we live a magical life. I will stop there. You can add.
Yeah, actually, the continuation is also very interesting.
Oh,
If
okay.
we believe that our life, it's that's okay.
Define,
If
yeah.
we believe that our life, it's how do
Define.
defined
Define
again? Yeah,
by
defined
narrow limit.
by narrow limits, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
yeah, narrow
I mean, you're
limits.
translating directly, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm translating from
Amazing.
the meaning.
Continue.
Uh, all of a sudden, or suddenly, or they those
Limits become real. That that's
what
that's
was the word he used in English?
we've suddenly made those limits real.
Limits, limits. Okay,
Limit.
here the limit is translated as border. Same.
Border becomes what's possible.
Um,
Yeah,
so he's
that's
not
true.
talking about religious beliefs, right?
No,
It's the
no, he's
beliefs
talking
you
about your
have.
inner belief. the one that you have always communicated to yourself, that becomes your belief. Like you have told yourself, I'm a great cook, I'm a great cook, or I'm the best CEO, or I'm the best yoga teacher in the world, I'm the best yoga teacher in the world. And finally that becomes your belief. Like if you keep telling yourself that, that belief will be there inside you, and one day
I
you
mean,
put
this
it
is
into
part of
practice.
the, like, in the concept he created in this book, is like all these go hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other. So
Correct.
just telling yourself, I mean, telling yourself, I'm the best. I'm good. I'm the best. It's equally important with being passionate about it. It's equally important with taking actions. So I like how, like, through one of these characteristics, okay, he's connecting it with the others, and he's always saying, "But this is not enough. But this is not enough." So this is what something I think we should always keep in mind, that, and actually it made me realize just now how important is actually to always remind yourself that, okay, maybe you wake up in the morning and you have a small routine of positive affirmations statements, which is, I like it, okay. Many people are talking about this and the power of it, but I think what we have to keep in mind is exactly what he's saying, like keep in mind all the whole picture. Okay, I'm doing these powerful affirmations. Do I live up to it today? Do I do something to make me feel, to really feel it deep in my bones that I am the best?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
give an honest, I don't know, maybe have an honest conversation with a friend and try to be your best version of a psychologist.
That's
Like
wonderful.
something small, but complete like complete the circle of.
Complete the circle. Oh wow, that's great. I like what you just said. See, okay, so belief, right? You just said the the affirmation that you do in the morning and everything. When you believe, it will definitely, for sure, it will happen. For sure. Like when you do your positive affirmation, if you don't believe what you're saying, if you don't put it, like I'm just saying it just for the sake of saying it. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say it on my mouth, but I don't believe. There is no point. That is how you know, okay, you can change your reality because you believe that there is a reality that you can.
And then, yeah, then said, this is the last line that I found it interesting and I highlighted. He said, people succeed in life. No, the successful people, or people who succeed in life, they know what they want, okay?
Mhm.
And they believe that they can get what they want. Because, okay, I have a goal, okay? So I know what I want. But it's important that I believe that I can achieve it. I believe that I can achieve it.
Yeah, every day, despite your feeling, despite your thoughts, despite
Just
anything.
maybe do it smaller, but do it. Like
Yeah, do it.
I'm trying to do with the workouts.
Yeah,
Sometimes I do one type of exercise, but instead of doing it just 10 repetitions, I do it maybe for 1 minute, or I do it 30, and that's it.
that's it. Like
I
you don't
did
have to
it.
go force yourself, but you know that yeah, you did something. There was a consistency, believe in it. Then slowly
Followed.
your body itself will start to believe that this person has been consistent with me, and let me also give back. And that giving back is more consistency. Then you'll start to feel different. You'll start to aim for different things because okay, I've achieved this milestone. Shall we go on to the next one?
Yeah,
So
number
it
three.
says, he says here, to succeed in hitting our target, we need strategy. The point number three comes strategy. And strategy is a way of organizing resources. Now, I think he goes very deep on what resources mean. He does not really explain because everyone has different resources. Where you are, your resources are different. Who you are as a person, you have different. Let's say one of your resources is you have a nice jacket, and with that jacket you can go out and to a party. With the lovely jacket you have, you can go out, go to a party, meet a few people, network around, and find a friend or find a person that you can do some business with, or like something. These small things could be
Like make
resources.
that jacket work for you.
Yeah,
It
make the
makes it
jacket work for
presentable.
you. Does
I
that,
noticed that every time he's mentioning one of these
director.
characteristics, mechanisms, of success, he's
Mm-hmm.
defining, like
Mm-hmm.
he's making his own definition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so here he called it a way of organizing your resources. And something that stood up for me, he said, you can you can break a door, you can open a door by breaking it, right? Or just finding the key. I like how he puts it. And then he said, like, he will talk more about strategies in chapter 7 and 8. So,
Right, yeah. I have something to add over here. A lot of people, when they go for a job, they have that skills to go for a job. A doctor goes for a doctory job, lawyer goes for a lawyer job, and so on and so forth. But then nowadays, they always ask you to concentrate or pick up new skills, and they are calling that the soft
correct.
skills. And these soft skills are sometimes things like, oh, you need to know Excel, you need to know how to use PowerPoint, you need to know
Yeah,
how to communicate, you need to know how to be a leader. And then because of these small soft skills, which I would add to the word strategy here, I think these all comes under strategy. See, sometimes if you get hired for a position of sales, let's say, you are very good in your sales tactics, but then your communication skills needs work. So you can strategize your sales skills by bringing in more communication into it. Once you improve your communication, you are going to like face the challenge even faster, even with more
easier,
confidence. Because
confidently.
yeah, so
Yes.
this is one way of, I would say, strategize your you have already a good skill, but keep
How you organize it, how you put it to work
how
for
you
you.
organize it, how you keep your words, where do you say, that's why learning language is one, strategizing. Communication skill is strategizing. Learning about data analysis is strategizing. Learning how to cook is also strategizing. Learning how to dress, learning how to style
So
yourself.
find out whom do we have to meet, places you
Yeah,
have to go.
exactly.
Uh,
I mean, that
Strategy
these are.
can be, yeah, it's a wide uh, concept.
And then he goes on to number four,
Or,
point number four, where he
oh,
speaks
number four
about.
and number five, I find them very interesting.
Really, could you take over then?
So number four, but help me with the
Okay,
translation he used in
sure.
English.
The number four, he says clarity of values.
Clarity of values. I was going to translate it the same, but so he's connecting the values. So what's a value? A personal, like a set of personal beliefs and let's say behaviors, yeah, that
Yeah.
you have
Mm-hmm.
and that are it can be ethics, it can be um, whatever goes in accordance with your way of being. He's saying like, okay, once you have a goal, you have the belief, you have the strategy, okay, all these have to be in accordance, okay, connected with your your set of beliefs or values. Sentence of
Okay, yeah.
number four.
The problem is there is an internal conflict between the individual's value and his strategy for achievement. If your strategy for success requires you to do things that do not fit your unconscious belief about what
Hmm.
is right or wrong for your life, then even the best strategy will not work.
So can you read this line? Like when
Yeah,
we look at the big success or like the
right. Yeah. When we look at the great successes, they are almost always people with a clear fundamental sense about what really matters. Think
what
about
really matters.
Ronald Reagan. Yeah. Think about Ronald Reagan, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and John Wayne and Jane Fonda. They all have different visions, but what they have in common is a fundamental moral grounding, a sense of who they are and why they do what they do. An understanding of value is one of the most rewarding and challenging keys to achieving excellence.
I like that. And again, he said in chapter 18, he's
Yeah,
going to describe it more.
yeah.
So hopefully we will also reach there.
Yes, we
But
will reach there
for me, this
one
is
day.
what I understand that what you put in mind to do, it has to be in accordance to your personal values, to the set of your what you. I'm so annoyed that I cannot find this word that is perfectly describing what I want to say. Um, but in principle, what I mean is like it has to be in accordance to your values.
according
to your morals, to your ethics.
to your
I
morals.
cannot really give an example now, but maybe if we go
Exactly.
to chapter 18, we will understand more there.
Yeah, I think yes. Should we just peep into chapter 18 for a bit or
I don't mind.
chapter 18?
And I like how you our first podcast. I like how you highlighted the like how you put the headline like decoding chapter one because it's what we're trying. We're trying to
Yeah.
share some knowledge that we are also trying to uh, understand and to process and to reflect on. Chapter
You know,
18.
now I'm more and more intrigued to find a example to talk about this exact point, the clarity of values.
I guess maybe I can think of describing of or an exercise or an example of to conclude this characteristic called the clarity of values.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you are someone who treasures animals. Maybe you're a vegan. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
promote animal protection,
Yes.
protecting animals. Okay,
Animal
not
rights.
abusing animals. How did you call that? Sorry,
Animal rights.
animal rights. I like
That's what
that.
you mean, yeah.
So let's say this is a value you hold. Your love for animals. Okay, this is
Mm-hmm.
a value that you hold on to.
Yeah.
I believe like if you wear like leather boots, or like natural fur jackets. This is
Mm-hmm.
not compatible. This is not.
In the same line as your values.
Yeah, this is not congruent with your values.
Exactly.
So I think it's
Congruent.
very important what he mentioned. Like
Mm-hmm.
live
True.
up to your values.
Yeah, true. I mean, if you're an animal lover and you're a vegan and you specifically don't eat animals because you don't want to hurt the animals and you end up using fur, cow leather for your bags and cow leather for your sofa, then that is
It's
not
a
in line
mismatch
with your,
there. Like
yeah, there's a
something
mismatch.
doesn't is not
Okay,
right.
so that is what it meant, the clarity of
This
values.
is what I personally understood.
Yeah, I think
So
it's
you
a
don't
very
have this
relatable.
inner conflict.
Yeah.
How come I'm promoting animal rights and I'm saying,
Inner
okay, some
conflict.
animals,
Yeah.
and but look at my shiny boots, snake.
Oh my God, yeah. You know what? Now that you mention, I also read something earlier when I didn't have time to read. So it says that a painter will paint, a
Yeah.
musician will write music, or a singer will sing. So they are in their line of values, and that is what gives them the freedom.
Hmm.
So there's this one police officer in Indonesia. He loves singing Indian Bollywood song. He loves. So he makes videos on TikToks and then he does singing. He dances a little bit and he became viral on social media. But
Okay.
he's doing what he likes. It's not like he does not like to be a policeman. He likes that part of himself, which is like the alpha male, the yang, the yin and yang energy field. But he also likes this part of him that that
Fun,
he likes that aligns with his.
entertainment,
And I think
fun.
at one point he also left being a policeman and he went on to
He
singing.
followed his passion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We found two characteristics.
Oh my God. And one thing I would like to say that even if you don't have a passion right now at this point of your life, you can carry on doing what you're doing until one day you feel like, okay, I want to finally pursue my passion. What do you think about that? Like, do you
Yes, like I
sometimes you
want
think that
to.
I'm already 40, I'm already 45, I'm already 50, but I don't see a passion in my life. What do you do when you're 50 or when you're 60 and you're like, I still don't have a passion in my life? Like, oh no, I still can't follow my passion because I'm doing my work, I'm doing a job. But you should keep that passion alive. People like
Actually, you
coloring.
made me think. Yes, because okay, if you think you don't have this burning, yeah, almost obsessing passion, maybe think of what have you been doing for the longest you can remember,
That
the
made you
most
happy?
consistently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has to make you happy. Like I'm trying to even answer this question, myself. I think I have a passion for making a difference in people's lives. When I was younger, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor, and then I wanted, and I became a psychologist, but then life took me,
On a
and I
different
followed
path.
a different path.
Mm.
But I think what was always there was this element of helping or making people's lives better or making a difference in someone's life. So maybe I should. So thank you for bringing this up. Like like you put the ball in my court, because it made me also reflect on my own story and
Yeah, you're welcome. I
journey.
mean, I want you to share your, well, I want us to share so that we also can reach out to more people. One word usually, this one word can actually ignite so many feelings, ignite so many thoughts, ignite so many memories. So
Yes,
good.
because yes, we do a little bit of preparation for our podcast, but actually we really like to keep it freestyle. So
Free
because I
flowing.
feel
Yeah.
like when we naturally speak the way we used to so many times when we met, it's actually more valuable and maybe more insightful.
I would always think, what if another person is listening to what we are talking? I think it's a very fun conversation and learning conversation as well. It's an educational conversation whenever we talk. So that's why I thought you are the best person that I can approach and go with this. Always was looking for somebody to, have a conversation, not just about makeup, not just about daily life, but something more impactful, something more powerful, something that we can bring it on, or flourish the conversation, or grow with the conversation. Like, I like that when we talk there's a growth in the talk as well.
Yes,
So
I think we have that in common. So
going to the next
yeah.
point, and I think you said that you wanted to cover this point on energy, number 5 trait.
I don't mind. Yes, there are a few highlights that I've done here. So he's talking about energy. Okay, they say successful people use to the maximum, this is my translation, mot à mot,
Mm-hmm.
use any occasion that comes across their, yeah, that crosses their path in a way. Any
Mm-hmm.
occasion. Oh, okay, I think I know what he means. Oh, wow, that's a good one. So when you have this awareness that, okay, I have a goal and believe it, I can achieve it. And these are my resources. You use literally each and every opportunity with excitement. Maybe this was. Let's say you meet someone by coincidence, you bump into someone that you haven't seen or you haven't met in so long,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you have a small conversation. Maybe it happened to me. Maybe it's a colleague from your primary school. Let's say it can happen,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, of
And
course.
then you have a little chat, and you're like, this little conversation, you like to believe and you like to use it as an opportunity to even grow closer to your goal. And you're like, look, like I don't think it was by mistake. I think, and you try to find out why this happened, why today. Maybe something to learn, maybe something to to remember, maybe like this is what he's saying. Use every opportunity. You're almost, and again he's using the word obsession.
Yeah, he does
uh,
use the word
People,
obsession a lot.
successful people.
I think because he is obsessed
Ah,
probably in writing this book to share it with all of us,
and I
he
think he's
uses the word.
passionate. I think what he means by this obsession is the passion, because I feel like he put a lot of passion in this book, by
Yeah,
the
he
way.
does. He does.
Right? So again,
True.
he's saying chapter 9 and chapter 10, he will speak more about it. But he's connecting physical energy, like, okay, our body, physical, intellectual, and spiritual
Mm.
energy. He's talking about energy, vibe.
Energy is, remember when we talk about energy, we said energy is one that introduces you before you even
Hmm.
introduce yourself. So I think ahead because I think energy is something that, we are all energy. Everything
Okay,
has
we can
energy.
do it. We can do it. But
So
for today, we still have to cover two more, right? Number 6 and number 7,
yes,
two more
okay. So we
characteristics.
have the number 6 is bonding power.
Mm.
Bonding power. What is that?
Mm.
So he says that nearly all successful people have in common an extraordinary ability to bond with others. The ability to connect with and develop rapport, with people from a different variety of backgrounds and belief. Sure, there is an occasional mad genius who invests something that changes the world, but if the genius spends all the time in his lonely warren, he will succeed on one level but fail on many others. The
Yeah.
great successes, the Kennedys, the Kings, the Reagans, the Gandhis,
Mm.
all have the ability to form bonds that unite them to millions of others.
So I'm personally very social, and yes, sometimes I feel like I'm a weirdo when because I'm the type of person that can sit in a queue, okay, and make friends in
Really? Is this when you're alone, or is it when you're with your partner, or when you're with your child?
whatever.
Because I always think that I could do that, but I'm like, I always take a step back. I'm like, I'm shy. What if this person does not speak to me
Oh,
ever again?
I never think because it can actually this is what I wanted to say because okay, I believe that so bonding with people or creating social connections, it can be something that it's very natural. It's an in something that you have it naturally, okay?
Okay, inbuilt,
But I think you can say again,
yeah, inbuilt.
inbuilt. Yes, this is the word I was looking for. Or I think it can also be developed. Look, I can be very good in spontaneous, natural interactions, social interactions. Like if you take me and you put me with 100 people in one room, I
Mhm.
have no problem. Even
Are
though I
you
don't
a
know
person?
any of these people, I will like just
Talk,
enter and feel
really?
comfortable. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But
So you're a social. Would you call yourself a social butterfly, or would you call yourself an extrovert?
yeah, 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 not really a social butterfly. The concept of social butterfly, I think it has
It's like
different.
you can hop to from one place to another, or one a group to another, one group of people to another, and you can
Yeah, I'm
mingle
perfectly
with them
fine.
as
And
easily.
mingle. I'm yeah, I'm
Yeah.
totally fine with that. However, I'm nervous about speaking in public. Like if I know that all the focus and all eyes and all hearing
Ears.
and all the attention is focused on me,
Mm.
I feel over analyzed and
Mm.
I feel overwhelmed. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, at least in the beginning, so my first few words, if you noticed, everyone, all our podcasts are being started by Anjali because I'm getting nervous, even though I don't see any eyes now, okay, in front of me. But yes, I have this shyness kind of like when I have to open my mouth when everyone is watching. So you see, so this is what I thought of when you ask me how can it be improved or developed. Maybe you'll take some courses of public speaking, Maybe you do it. So the more you do it, the more you expose yourself to your phobia,
You know
just
what?
step in and do it. Like
Yeah,
you
you
told me
know,
last podcast, Nicole, you just started. And what did we do? We ended up cutting it because I was not like, I
no,
got too nervous.
maybe one day you will start, not one day, the next podcast, you will be the one
So
with
if I do
preparation.
it more than once, I
Mm.
think so. This is my idea of improving.
Because it's not everyone who can just go up, public speak.
But
Yeah.
you will be surprised, but actually, I heard people like also in podcasts and saying, no, actually, before I go up on the stage, I'm like, you have no idea. Like, I feel like, my heart is like beating faster and I'm sweating. And actually, you see what we see. We touch on this actually on our first podcast about the first chapter. We touch on this idea of that when we see successful people, let's say a very famous public speaker, okay, we look at him and we see a lot of confidence and a lot of knowledge, and
Yeah.
we'll say like, oh, he's just like that, he's a natural.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe not. Maybe behind that, it's hours and hours of trying, of
Yeah.
failing, of feeling like shy or nervous,
Mm-hmm.
because I think
And
it's important. It's important to be prepared.
yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
will give you confidence.
Especially if you're talking for
Maybe
of
you'll
a
be
speech.
nervous just in the beginning until you find your rhythm, you find your pace, you find your volume, you find, you adjust yourself, and
Yeah.
then it can be easier. Like I will tell you when I used to be. I mean, but I used to be a flight attendant, a
Mm-hmm.
stewardess.
Yes.
And the interview and the selection was not easy at all. It was a 2 days test and interviews and group interviews and then one-to-one interview. So I really had to prepare. And I think if I think about it, I think I put a lot of what Anthony Robbins is describing in this book. I had the strategy, I had the speech, I was aware of how I'm communicating, how I'm sitting, but
Oh,
also
wow.
because I knew what they expect, so I prepared.
Hmm.
So maybe they also thought, oh, look at this girl, she's a natural, because we're like 112 girls, and out of 112 girls, only 12 of us made it.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
a really small percentage. Yeah, it's really like a serious, yeah.
Hiring.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so I think
Very good. That thank you for sharing that. It's that's part of your passion then. Like it comes under that, and you know that once you start putting your effort, putting your energy into it, you finally got into it. Like you know that somehow later on you internalize, you communicated just to yourself, and that you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna get through this.
sometimes for me it helps also, this motto or this internal communication saying, okay, I have nothing to lose, do your best, because if you are to fail, okay, your nervousness or your emotions will only uh, and they how to say it, not help you. What's the opposite of
Be
they will
helpful.
actually,
Okay, they'll pull you
they will
down.
not be helpful, on the contrary.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So have this, or actually after I got the job, okay, um, for every flight, okay, you could find yourself being assessed by the cabin manager, okay, because they had to assess our it was a continuous assessment of our work. So let's
Hmm.
say we have a brief, today's flight, we're flying there, and at the end of the briefing, before we start the flight, she'll say, okay, now I have to do two assessments on today's flights,
Hmm.
okay, so I will pick, and she'll randomly pick. So you
Okay.
could be picked, and literally each step
Hmm.
and each action you're doing in your job, it
Hmm.
has to be recorded, monitored, and reported.
Oh my God.
Each and every. So you know
Tedious.
what I was saying? I was telling myself, because this is a way of communicating with yourself. So I was telling myself, you know your job. Yes, you're assessed. It's like a test. You're tested. You're assessed. But you know your job. You're doing this every time. Okay. Why stress? Just think that nobody's watching.
Hmm.
And it helped me. I was like, just do your normal, just
Hmm.
do your normal job, and imagine that no one is watching.
Hmm.
Internal communication. I was communicating this to myself in order to, make me like, so
Calm yourself
I calm
and
down and like just do what you have to do,
just
and
follow the
imagine there are no
procedure.
eyes watching you. Do you
Amazing.
want to put,
And on that, thank you for sharing your life story with us. When you went back to that internal voice, internal communication that you had, this is what we are going to touch into the mastery of communication.
yes, wow. Actually, that was a
So
good
that was a good
introduction.
flow, right? He says this, and if you could keep it in capital letter, he says this is the essence of what this book is about. Communication, mastery of
Hmm.
communication is what this book is about. That's what he says. The way we communicate with others and the way we communicate with ourselves ultimately determines the quality of our lives.
Quality of our lives. I
So
like
it's
that.
not the communication with others only, it's also the communication with yourself. And it's not just the communication with yourself, it's also the communication with others. You understand? Like if you think only I communicate myself good, 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 and I communicate with others bad, it doesn't make sense. You have to be
Because
all in one
it
frequency.
happens to me. Sorry, I was like speaking on top of you. Yeah, because it happens to me sometimes when you know something very well. Okay,
Mhm.
let's say it's something you do every day and you know very well. When you explain to someone, or you want someone to do the same thing as
Mhm.
you might say it for you like the way you would do it, because you're so used to this way of doing it. But
Yeah.
when you try to prompt someone to to do it. And here again, I think it's better an example. So maybe while I speak, I will get one. Uh, but you don't explain it. You don't have the awareness maybe to explain it the way that this person should understand it, not the way you know it or you understand it. Because you might miss on details, you might miss on specifications like small indications. So I think we always have to be aware of how we communicate. Because
Oh,
yeah, I
uh-oh.
noticed many times. Yeah, many
Mhm.
times I was like just discussing maybe something, they will understand something else. And by chance, I found out that actually, okay, she or he understood something else. And I'm like, wow.
No, yeah. So the power of communication again, like the mastery of it. In today's day and age, obviously, we are doing texting, we are doing emailing. How do you communicate? Chat GPT helps us in our communication. They ask you what type of tone you want, what kind of, how do you want to sound? Do you want to sound happy? Do you want to sound cheerful? Do you
Hmm.
want to sound formal? Is it to your boss you're talking? How can I help you further? So this mastery of communication is something that uh, Anthony Robbins really his base foundational idea to create this book is to the essence of this book is to help with the communication for people and for ourselves.
And I believe because we are not talking only about communication in terms of success. I mean, success can be defined also in like in relations and everything, human connections. But you see, communication can save marriages. Communication uh, can sort out so many things. I really believe that we shouldn't underestimate how important communication is in our lives.
He basically wanted to, I mean, in the first chapter itself, we see how many things we have covered, and we've had two parts of this.
Just
So that is that's
That's for
that's it.
everyone to know how much we can talk.
Especially you. Has been a really good podcast today.
We
Um,
enjoyed it at least. We hope uh, everyone
I hope
else
you all
finds
enjoy
it
it as well. And if you have
insightful
any
and
comments
enjoyable.
to me or to Nicole, if you want to have, if you have any directed comments to me, you can text or just comment on the below. And you can like and you can follow us or subscribe to the channel, whatever you feel. And we are just here. We are chilling. We are growth talking. I would say that. So thank you so much for your attention and for watching this podcast. Let's close today's podcast and we'll see you again next Friday on the next topic. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.